So this morning, CNN got an up-close look at the bridge debris and ship wreckage in Baltimore. Officials with the Army Corps of Engineers invited Gabe Cohen to ride along. Here's what remains.
We are getting a surreal up-close look at the bridge collapse here in Baltimore. From feet away, the hulking wreckage towers over us. Twisted steel and crushed concrete. A massive hole in the bow of the Dali. Pancaked shipping containers. And highway lampposts poking out from the choppy water. And most of the debris you can't see. It's crushed below the surface. We have to be very careful about how close we actually get to the wreckage. We've even pulled away at times because there is a dive operation happening right now. There are divers in the water. They dive from this barge using sonar shown in these images to map the mangled mess and determine how they'll cut it into smaller pieces so they can lift it out. A process that's been far more complicated than officials had hoped and slowed by days of stormy weather.
The visibility are very limited, maybe 1 foot at the most. And that makes it very treacherous for folks to be down there. And if you have to remember, there's a lot of wreckage at the bottom, and it's really kind of scattered, and it's also almost like a spaghetti.
Sitting on that barge is the first piece of the bridge that's been removed from the river. It weighs 200 tons. The largest crane here can lift 1,000. Cranes are still arriving, but their work has hardly started, with crews still surveying the scene, leaving the river blocked and the Port of Baltimore at a near standstill. Crews have opened 2 small channels for essential commercial vessels. We went through them for the first time. This one is about 14 feet in depth. Officials have said this is the first step toward opening the Port of Baltimore back up, with the first essential commercial vessels being able to pass through it. But the governor has said that for large ships like the Dali to pass through this channel, they need 35 feet of depth.
We are still a long way from being able to get the size and the cadence of the commercial traffic back to where it was before the collapse.
This complex salvage operation still in its early days, more than a week after the bridge came down. Gabe Cohen, CNN, Baltimore.
It is slow going, but still good to see some movement there. Sarah?
All right. Still ahead.